morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. I know I am, man. I know I am. All right. One second. One second. All right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. I know I am. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, doing my thing. You know how it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm blessed. Blessed for another beautiful day on God's great earth. With the indelible tribe, the fam, everybody. Yes. All right. Just getting everything all set up and getting the announcements all ready to go. All right. Boom. All right. Let's get these over here. Bop right there. All right. And then all right. Got that going on right there. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Got all this going on over here. Beautiful. All right, how you guys doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm just getting all the announcements ready to go. All right. All right. Stand by. There we go. Yeah, we're getting all the announcements ready to go for the peoples. We're just getting it all set, getting it all ready to go. What you guys doing? How you guys doing today? Put it in the chat. Let me know how you guys are doing. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? All right. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Beautiful morning. It is a beautiful morning out there. A little cold though. I tell you what. I tells you what, you know? It's a little cold. Me, I'm not a big fan of the cold, but it's okay. It is what it is. A little bit chilly. You know what I mean? Chilly. I'll tell you what, it's like, how cold is that out? It's like 27 degrees out for me. A little chilly. I know that some people in, like, the northeastern part of the country gonna be looking at me like, oh, it's only 27 for you. Look, like, get a load of this guy. He said 27 degrees. Be like, yeah, man, it's cold. They'll be like, yeah, nah, you don't know the meaning of cold, buddy. Don't worry. Hey, we're from New York. Trust me, I know cold. -2, that's cold. Yeah, like that is cold. Yeah. Right now, I'm just getting everything all set up and ready to go. Everything is getting all ready. Let me put this over here. VERO, because VERO was running, still is running. VERO up 328%, now 333%, and climbing. VERO, up 334, up 334. Oh my. 338 now. VERO just climbing its way on up, man. All right. 337. That was the high a day for VERO. 337%. 337. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. There we go. All right. Mm-hmm. VERO pulling back a little bit, but still trying to make its way on up there. It had a high of 337%. Yes, sir. All right. Now, note that we called VERO early in the morning, but as of now, we are just chilling right now. We're just chilling. Chilling like villains. Yes. All right. Let's see here. Hmm. All right. There we go. Let's see about getting this shared on the X.com. Let's share this on. Let's go to YobeTubes. Make sure everything's all copacetic there. Yes, it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Let's see here. Get this shared on the YobeTubes. For the good, lovely people. Oh, a glitch isn't happening today. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Let's see here. Get this set up over here. Bop right there. All right. Let's get X.com, aka Twitter. Let's take a look over here for it. Let's take a good old look over here for it. Let's see. All right. Okay. There we go. All right. There we go. Boom. Right there. And then let's make sure we're all set on Twitch. Yes, we are. Beautiful. All right. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's get this intro started. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, aka the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Other times she likes to regular ski. Other times she gets shot out the cannon and she goes, wee! Other times she likes to go to RBs and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Sometimes she'll go to Mickey D's. Other times she'll go to Wendy's. Other times she'll just go to Burger King. And other times she'll just stay home and steal my lo mein. Other times she's just going to go into the stunk market and find them A, B, C, D's. She did call some wonderful stunks today, like VERO, ACCL, and SVRE. We call her TVL Moms. All right, so that's what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on. So, before we begin, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. Bless you, coach. Yes, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Okay. So, getting ourselves all set up. All right. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. All right. There we go. Get this set up. Bot right there. Okay. Real deal. Good morning. Coach says money bags. Yeah, it's money bag time. Real deal. Good morning. How you doing? He says, can you please check out what Vero is doing? Sure, sure. We're about to get into it right now. So let's take a look at Vero. VERO. Now we called Vero this morning early in the morning prior to its run up 337%. That was the high of day so far. Now, VERO, let's start off from the beginning. Let's start from the very beginning, all right? Let's get some support and resistance lines right over here. Bot right there. All right? Now, VERO, basically at first, in the beginning, right over here at 1,555 hours, which is 355 yesterday, all right? This stock started moving its way on up. It started moving its way on up, shot up over here, right? And then kind of had some little bits and pieces and moments there where it basically just made a descending wedge, curled up a little bit, dropped back again, and then made a bit of a dip right over here, this little dippy. But then it curled its way back up once again, came over here, right? And then formed another descending wedge right over here. Curled its way back up, kind of consolidated along the VWAP, but then at around 7 o'clock in the morning, all right, at around 7 in the morning, this stock all of a sudden shot up like a rocket. So as of now, the stock basically shot up like a rocket in the morning at around 7 o'clock, bot right here, all right, and then basically formed a tiny little A to B, B to C, C to D, and then basically made a bit of a pennant right around here. So as of now, this stock has a support line of 545, all right, and a resistance line of 673. So that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. As far as VERO is concerned, we have that going on right there. That is what we got going on. It has to break this pennant for it to be so much messy to me. It is consolidated, sort of. Not really crazy, but it does need to break this pennant right here. It is well above the VWAP. The 9 EMA has surpassed that VWAP to the point that it is kind of extended, as a matter of fact. It was a bit overbought on the RSI as well. Towards 730, it did become a bit overbought here, as well as at 4:30 in the morning over here, and yesterday at around the 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock marks, right? So at around 4 to 5 o'clock in the evening, it was oversold here or overbought here, all right? Then it dropped down in terms of RSI, became a bit more overbought or oversold over here, right? This was overbought, this is oversold, right? Shot up again, became a bit more overbought over here on at the 435 mark, the 430 mark over here on the RSI, and then over here, 715 became a bit more overbought as well there, and at one point during 8 o'clock, same deal. But as of now, it is not overbought or oversold. It looks like it's trying to compensate for being overbought on the RSI. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. Let's take a look at the float and volume. So let's see what we got going on for float and volume. So VERO has a 1 million float, 93 million volume. So the volume is extremely heavy. Or excuse me, not heavy. Heavy is the wrong word. The volume is extremely high, which is good. That's good. That's excellent. Because that means high volume, all right, and low float basically means that the stonk is bullish in that capacity. This has to break the bull pennant for it to be so much messier to me, but it is trying to kind of compensate for the fact that it was overbought. So it looks like it's going to pull back a little bit, but can it break through that little ascending wedge there, that little pennant right there? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the news, see if it's got any news. Madron Asset Management reported a stake of 91% in Venus Concept, which is the name of the company, in an amended 13D filing on Thursday. So as of now, Vero has a asset management company that basically has a Venus Concept. It has 91%. It has 91% stake in the company. So That's what they got going on right there. That is what they got going on. And basically, they raised their stake to 91% today, just this morning. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. All right. So we'll see what happens with this one. VERO called this stock this morning prior to its 337% run on our private Discord. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. So, as of now, all right, VERO, we actually called VERO prior to its 337% run on our private Discord. So, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comments section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We were just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. Marty says, hi, hope you have a great morning. You too, man. Could you please check JFBR? Of course, I'll check JFBR right now. It seems like it's making some ruckus right now. So, as of now, JFBR hit a high of 156%. So, it already had a high of 152. It since broke that high and became 156% right there. So, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. So, JFBR, as of now, JFBR is now 136, but before it had a high of 156. So we got that going on right there. So as of now, JFBR had a nice shot upward, over here. All right. So let's get this graffiti pencil activated. Bot right here had a major uptrend over here. All right. And JFBR has a 3 million float, 56 million volume. So that's what they got going on right there. It has had a bit of a descending wedge, curled off that descending wedge right over here. And looks like it's forming a bit of a pennant right over. Yeah. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So let's see here. There is, however, a bit of a concern here, and that is that there is a triple top being formed on this stock right here. So you got a triple top being formed at $1.35 right over here. You got another one, 136, which is close to 135, and then you got a third one all the way over here at 137 right there. So as of now, it's got some support, it's got some resistance at the 137 mark. Around the 135 to 137 mark, there is resistance. You know what I mean? So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. Let's get some support and resistance lines right over here. Bot right there. All right. And let's see over here. So as of now, there is support at the $1.33 line over here. All right. It's trying to stay above that line right now. Has to break through that 137 line because there is resistance there, but it also has to break through 158. It is well above the VWAP, so that's perfectly fine. It was a bit overbought in the RSI at around 7:30 this morning and has since pulled back to being not overbought in a bit more indecisive on the wick in terms of the RSI at around 8 o'clock. But then it looks like it's trying to curl its way back up here. So it looks like it's trying to curl its way back towards being overbought on the RSI again, which is fine. It is what it is, as long as this surpasses the 137, which it looks like it's trying to right now. So we'll see what goes on there. JFBR, right? We also called this stock as well early in the morning prior to its 156% run. So JFBR called it on our private Discord prior to its 156% run. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, you can join us by clicking the link in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section to check us out, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wonderful community. It's a wonderful community that calls stonks. You know what it is. You know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. A wonderful community that calls the stonks. All right, there we go. All right, so let's see what else we got here. What else we got? Let me add them. Let me add them. All right, LCFY seems to be moving as well. LCFY. All right, LCFY has unconfirmed Q1 earnings due in 11 days from now on June. Yes, it is moving. It is moving. It is moving. So they have unconfirmed Q1 earnings due in 11 days. All right, and basically from now on January 27th after market close, that's what they got going on right there.
Now they got news today. Logify expanded partnership with Experience.com.
Yes, I know. I'm looking. I'm getting there. Hey. As DBO Mom says, hey. All right. So as now, LCFY is currently climbing its way on up. It is now 99%, looking like it's leaning towards becoming a new bagger. Maybe. We'll see what happens. All right, but LCFY teased me just now, but it does have news so far that Experience.com expands the U.S. partnership with Logify to drive localizer product sales across home services market in 2026. So Experience.com did decide to expand their U.S. partnership with Logify, which is the name of the company right there, and yeah, they've been selling their localizer product across the U.S., which is great. And by the way, LCFY is now a new bagger. LCFY is now a new bagger, ladies and gentlemen. This was another stock that we called for the private Discord right here. So it hit a high of what, 106? What was it? I saw 102. I saw 102, so I'll call it 102 for now. But I think I saw it go higher than that. Pretty sure I saw it go higher than that in my peripheral vision, but hey. All right. So LCFY is now 990,000 float. Volume is 10 million. So we got that going on right there. That's what we got going on. All right. Currently, this stock has a ways to go right over here. Let's get some support and resistance lines right over here. Bot right there. All right. And looks like it is moving its way on up. Looks like it's moving its way on up. All right. So we got bop this movement right over. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So as of now, with this stock is currently on the uptrend right now. Currently on the uptrend. All right. And looks like it's trying to do its thing right here. So as of now, LCFY is up 87%. It pulled back a little bit, was a bit overbought on the RSI at one point in time. Yesterday, it was a bit overbought, and today it was also a little bit overbought, but that kind of ended at around 850 this morning. So, actually, excuse me, not 850. Yeah. Nah. Anyways, so as of now, it basically pulled back and then climbed its way back up right there. So 805, that's what I mean. 805 this morning, it pulled back, and then after that, it started climbing its way back up slowly but surely at around 840. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, LCFY doing its thing right here, trying to curl its way back up now. We'll see what happens. But LCFY, new bagger, LCFY right there. All right. LCFY call. All right. New bagger up 102%. Called it, baby. Called it. There we go. LCFY called this one, baby. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see what else we got here. What else we got? Let me add them. All right. So we also called ACCL. Now, ACCL, I don't think is as high as it used to be, but it did do pretty well earlier in the day. ACCL had a 255% run earlier in the day, but now has since pulled back. It's pulled back and now it's kind of mellowed out. It's below the VWAP now. ACCL. we called it prior to its 255% run right there. Now it's currently pulled back quite a bit. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. And of course, we have SVRE, which is another stock we called SVRE. SVRE. We call that stock. It ran up a nice 127%. Called it as well prior to that 127% run. So Legal asks, hi, do you have any thoughts on JAGX? Do I have thoughts on JAGX? Yes, let's take a look at JAGX and see what goes on. All right, so let's see here. JAGX. All right, now JAGX does have a bit of a resistance point right over here. I could tell just by looking at it. It has a bit of resistance right over MIA. There we go. All right, has a bit of a resistance point right there. Let's take a look at the pennant right over here. The pennant is right over here. So as of now, the pennant is definitely over here at the one. I'll mark over here. So let's see here. So it shot up like a rocket nicely. All right. Hit a bit of resistance at $1.10. Pulled back and kind of consolidated along the VWAP right now. So it is a bit consolidated along the VWAP as of now. Good morning, Julian. Hope you're having a good day, brother. Good morning. Yes, sir. All right. So JAGX is up 30% as of now and is currently consolidated along the VWAP. Not overbought, not oversold as of right now, but it is up 30% right now. Let's take a look at the news here. Let's take a look. So also JAGX. JAGX does have a 3 million float, 27 million volume. So the volume is perfect. The volume is great, actually. So let's take a look at the news, see if it's got any news. ACCL, that's not really anything to write home about there because it's ACCL. JAGX did have some news yesterday that Jaguar Animal Health grants U.S. rights to crofelemer drugs. All right, so we got that going on right there. They entered a license agreement with Woodward Specialty, and Woodward Specialty is to pay Napo upfront $18 million, including $16 million on effective data, and Napo has unilateral rights to rebuy rights under the license agreement. So they got that going on right there. So their unit entered a license agreement with Woodward Specialty. All right, and after that, they also filed a Form 8. This is all something that happened yesterday. They also were to present January 15th at Lytham Partners Healthcare Investor Summit to provide updates on near-term catalysts. So they had that going on as well. So they had quite a bit of news going on. They've been quite a bit busy. They got busy. You know what I mean? They got a little bit busy. So that's cool. That's cool. That's very good. So let's see what we got going on over there. JAGX. JAGX needs to break the pennant, and it looks like it is breaking above the pennant right now. Looking schmexy. Looking schmexy. Let's see if it can stay above that pennant. LCFY, LCFY, LCFY. Let's see what we got going on over there. All right, LCFY looks like it shot up, pulled back a little bit, but let me put this over here. JAGX shot up off the pennant. There we go. All right. LCFY currently up 96%. It had another spike over here to 99%. LCFY did have a high of 102%. So you had that going on right there. Had that going on right there. They have a support line right over here at $5.68. Has to hold above that. Has to break through 628 and then break through 620. All right, 726 right there. So we got that going on right there. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 400. 400, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Let's get to 400, 400, 400. Let's get it. There we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Julian. Good morning. How you doing? How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing, Julian? Hope you're doing good. Hope you are having a wonderful time. All right. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a blast yesterday. All right. So that's what we got going on. We are just chilling right now. We are chilling. We are chilling. We are chilling. We are chilling. All right. All right. All right. There we go. All right. So as of now, LCFY currently up 96%. 96%. Looking pretty good so far. That's what we got going on right there. Night Row, good morning. Good morning, brother. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. You asked for ASST. All right. We'll take a look at ASST. Okay. So ASST. ASST. Let's see how it's doing. ASST. As of now, ASST is very, very choppy, needs volume. All right, but it is above the VWAP. I'll give it credit where credit's due. It is above the VWAP right now. So ASST does have a lot of indecisive wicks, very low on volume, very low on float as so very heavy on float actually. It is heavy on float. ASST has a unknown float actually, but the volume is 1.14 million. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there for the stock. So we'll see what happens right there. ASST, ASST. All right. ASST up. ASST needs more volume right there. Needs more volume for it to be so much messy to me. Very choppy. Very choppy. All right. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Julian says VWAPA. Yes, sir. VWAPA. There we go. The VWAPA. The VWAPA. VERO has VERO doing. Is VERO behaving itself? It is still along that pennant right there. It is still relatively along the pennant right now. Still consolidated along that pennant. So we'll see what happens with VERO. VERO still consolidated along the pennant. Can it curl, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see if it can curl, ladies and gents. Let's see if it can curl. All right, curl, baby, curl. Yeah. All right, let's see. So, as of now, that's what they got going on right there. That is what they got going on. Let's see what we got over here. Stand by 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. Hold on. All right. There we go. So let's see what requests we have as well over here. LPTH. Somebody requested LPTH. All right. So LPTH. Let's see how that's going on right now. LPTH looks like it's very, very low volume. Very low volume. A lot of indecisive wicks going on right here. A lot of indecisive wicks. So as of now, LPTH is below the VWAPA. They have a lot of indecisive wicks, so they are very low on volume. I could tell just by looking at it. LPTH needs volume. Very indecisive wicks. Can it curl? Let's see. Hope it can, man. I hope it can. But LPTH is very, very light on volume. Very, very choppy. Not looking too schmexy. Not looking too schmexy to meow. Let's see what else we got over here. ACCL. ACCL ran up 255% earlier in the day, but now has since pulled back. So we got that going on right there. All right. So as of now, ACCL needs to break the pennant. Needs to break the pennant right there. ACCL needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. ACCL needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA for it to be so much maxi to meow. There we go. Boop. Right there. Bop. There we go. There we go. All right. LCFY now up 117%. Oh my. New bagger, ladies and gentlemen. 119% right there. Had a bit of resistance here. All right. 119%. Alex says 125%. Oh, which one is that? Are you talking about LCFY? Did that hit 125%? Yeah, 126%. Yes, sir. Oh my. LCFY 128% now. 128%. There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. LCFY, new high of day. New high of day. There we go. Right there. Has to break through that 687 mark because that is a point of resistance. Has to break through that. And it looks like it is. All right. Looks like it is, ladies and gentlemen. LCFY, new high of day. LCFY, new high of day, up 128% right there. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Another one. LCFY 128% bagger. There we go. 128%. There we go. So, bagation. And it looks like it's trying to test that high a day right now. 130. There we go. There we go. Come on now. That's the sound of the parabolic. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of money. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the parabolic. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of money. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. 130. 130 was the new high. 130. That was the new high. 130. There we go. That was the new high, ladies and gentlemen. That was the new high. LCFY. LCFY. New high of day. Up 130%. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. There we go. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 600. 600. Actually, no, we are already at 600. Let's get to 700. 700, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Let's get to 700. 700. 700. Let's get it. 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 Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on. Oh, yeah. So, as of now, LCFY has a bit of resistance at the 687 mark right over there. 687 is a sticking point. It's a bit of a resistance line for it right there. Has to break through that. Has to break above 735 for it to be somewhat schmexy to me as well. So we'll see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see what happens. But right now, it looks like it's pulling back a little bit. It was a bit overbought on the RSI, but is since pulling back. Looks like it's trying to compensate a little bit for that overbought piece, but right now it has to break above 687 for it to really become schmexy to me right now. So we got that going on right there. Alex Martinez, good morning, buddy. He says, yes, sir, cooking LCFY and cooked VERO after hours. Been holding since 250. Out my whole IRA on it and doubled up pre-market. It had me stressing, though, when I woke up at 3. Yeah, man, I tell you what, them stonks, tell you what, man, it got everybody stressing right there. You got VERO at 250. VERO as of now is currently $5.60 for those of you who don't know. So VERO as of now did shoot up as high as stand by. Let me actually get it over here. Oh, I have to go very far back. But VERO did have a full-blown movement. At one point, it was $6. It was $6. It was $6, and it was around $6.18, a little higher than that actually, but it was around $6.18, $6.25 actually. VERO was $6.25. So it had a nice high. So you made quite a bit of money on that, Alex. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations on making a lot of money. So yeah, VERO had that high of day up 337%. All right. Yeah, I bagged it around 5 last night. Yeah, man. There you go. There you go. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear, Alex. I'm glad you're making money, man. Glad you're making money. Yes, congratulations. Congratulations. Yes. Meme. Consistency asks for meme. All right, let's take a look at meme. Meme is, wow. All right, very choppy. Very choppy. Very much so below the VWAP as of now. It shot up over here and then kind of pulled back below the VWAP once again. So not very schmexy as of now. ME, very, very not schmexy as of now. Very, very low float. Very low float as of now. MEME, very low float. So we'll see what we got going on here. MEME, low float. All right. MEME, low volume. Very low volume, excuse me. Very low volume. Needs more volume to break the VWAP, and also just needs volume in general because it is very, very, very choppy as of now. Very choppy. Choppy, 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 choppy. So that's what we got going on right there, ladies and gentlemen. It is a bit choppy. All right, so that's what we got going on there. That is what we got going on. MEME, very choppy. All right, let's take a look at GVH. He asked us for GVH. Let's take a look at GVH. Bot right there. GVH is very, very choppy as well. Low volume. All right. This stock needs volume for it to be so much maxi to meow. GVH needs volume, ladies and gentlemen. GVH, low volume. Low volume needs to stay above the VWAP, but it is very, very choppy. But is very, very choppy. So as of now, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. All right, so we got GVH, very choppy. That's what we got going on right there. All right. Let's see about SOWG, because that one just popped in right there. SOWG looks like it's pulling its way on up. Pulling on upward, had a bit of a price spike on some, well, low volume, yes. So as of now, SOWG price spike on low volume, up 58%. It was where it hit. It hit that high right there at 58%. So as of now, SOWG price spike on low volume, up 58% right there. So that's what we got going on right there. That's what we got going on. Legal says, hi, DBL. Can you check DXF, please? Sure. I'll take DXF. DXF. Let's see what we got going on here. So for DXF, let me get rid of this right here. Let me get rid of this little thing so it doesn't like distract me there. It's in my way. All right, so DXF had a bit of a price spike earlier in the morning, kind of pulled its way back down, had a bit of a resistance at around the $2.07 mark, pulled back, and then climbed past it, shot up above the VWAP, and started moving nicely above it. It is up 31% as of now, leaning towards becoming a bit overbought on the RSI, has a bit of a top tail. We don't like the top tails, we like the bottom tails, but DXF has been on an uptrend. So it has been on an uptrend. It broke past the VWAP. As far as float is concerned, this has a float of 1 million. Volume is 3 million. So as of now, that's what they got going on right there. DXF has a volume that is heavier than the float. All right. Is on a bit of an uptrend, needs to remain friends with the trend. DXF on the uptrend, but needs to remain friends with the trend. Broke above the VWAPA. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. DXF is currently climbing its way on up, though. It is climbing its way on up. So we got that right there. So DXF is currently doing its thing right now, climbing its way on up. 222 is currently the price for the stock. We shall see what happens with it. But I got some hopes for it. I do have some hopes for it. All right, it does have some volume to it. It has some spunk to it, but it needs to keep going up. All right, can't keep making them top tails. Needs to really make some bottom tails for it to be so much maxi to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's take a look at another stock here. Let's take a look at BNAI. BNAI. How's BNAI doing? Brand Engagement Network Inc. Looks like this stock is currently a bit consolidated over here. Had a bit of a price spike up here, and currently looks like it's trying to move up above the VWAPA. As of now, BNAI currently on the uptrend right over here. All right, so BNAI on the uptrend. All right. Has a 4 million float. 811,000 volume on low volume right there. So BNAI is having an uptrend on some low volume. There we go. All right. So there we go. All right. Julian says OCG just had a 1 for 220. All right. OCG. Did it have a reverse split? Let me see. Reverse split. Mine. All right. Their status had halted at 8:55. Quotation resumption. News pending. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. All right. So as of now, I don't see anything here for the reverse split yet. It looks like it might be a reverse split though.
It was halted before regular hours.
Yeah, it was halted. So yeah, it makes sense. It tracks. OCG currently up 66% and shooting upward right now. So yeah, I mean, hey, reverse split. There we go. So OCG up 66% on reverse split news right there. So we got that going on right there. OCG up 66% on reverse split news. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get the share party going on. Let's get to 1,000. Let's get to 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get there. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get there. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comments section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. And also, you get access to our amazing stock picks. You get access to our wonderful market mover scanners, our amazing newsroom, both of which have all sorts of crucial information on the stocks. This scanner itself has news on the stock, ticker, price, volume, float, change in percentage points, whether the stock is moving up or down, etc. And also, to top it off, a lot of hyperlinks to all the stocks, their charts, their news, all that good stuff. All that is a wonderful research tool. And to top it off, you get access to the newsroom, which basically gives you access to the articles that are currently being discussed in terms of these stocks. So you get access to hyperlinks, you get access to synopsises of the articles, hyperlinks to the full articles, and to top it off, the tickers that are affiliated with the news within said articles and that are affected by the news within said articles. So that way, you click on it, bop, right there, you all of a sudden get the chart and the news and all sorts of other information for that stock. So you got that going on right there. You also get access to the stock ticker tape, which is basically showing tickers that we are keeping an eye on, tickers that we are keeping an eye on. All right, like for example, right now OCG, it went up about 70%, went up about 72% actually. So OCG did have a movement up 72% right there, right? Right there, OCG 72% right there. So we got that going on. That's what we got going on right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we got going on right there. All right, ladies and gents, ladies and gentlemen, bot right there. So, as of now, OCG currently up there, pulled back a little bit to 61%, but did have a nice movement up to 72. All right, but yes, the stock ticker tape does show stocks that we are keeping an eye on, especially stocks that are moving. All right, keeps an eye on that stuff right there. And to top it off, you get access to the amazing Indelible Pride, the amazing Indelible community. These guys love, love, love to build themselves up, and they love to build each other up. They support each other. They talk shop. They talk ideas, etc. It's an amazing community of people. Very, very wonderful. A lot of talented minds there, a lot of brilliant people there. So, yeah, be sure to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check it out by clicking the link in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So, be sure to check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, now, OCG did have a nice move upward, but now is currently pulling backward over here. Looks like it's having a bit of a pullback. Had resistance at the $3.55 mark. Has to remain friends with the trend for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. OCG needs to remain friends with the trend. There we go. There we go. All right. So, as of now, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's take a look at another stock, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at another stock. Somebody requested SVRE. SVRE. Now, SVRE we called earlier in the day prior to its 127% run. It has since pulled back and is now consolidated below the VWAPA. Below the VWAPA. Let me get this over here. Let me get this over here. Boom, right there. All right. Had a bit of a movement upward earlier in the day and hit a high of 127%, but has since pulled back, fell below the VWAP, and is now currently in a pennant right now, consolidated below the VWAP as of now. Unconfirmed H1 earnings due in 11 days on January 27th after the market closed. Ladies and gentlemen, right there. So, as of now, that's what they got going on right there. That is what they got going on. SVRE. SVRE needs to break the consolidation. Below the VWAPA and the pennant right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Boom, right there. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Somebody requested VREO, or are they? I guess they mean Vero. I guess they mean Vero. 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 All right. VERO, very much so consolidated. Consolidated. There we go. Consolidated. All right. Had a nice run earlier in the day, up 337%, but now is currently a bit consolidated. Needs more volume to break this consolidation. So VERO needs volume to break the consolidation right there. So that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on for Vero. Vero needs to break the consolidation right there. All right, let's see what we got going on over here. JFBR, how's JFBR holding up? All right, let's see. JFBR currently fell below the VWAPA, Now it looks like it's a descending wedge right over here. JFBR has news that their shares are trading higher after the company announced its subsidiary KeepZone AI had entered into a non-exclusive distribution agreement with STI. Now it's currently got a bit of a descending wedge here. So JFBR needs to break the descending wedge and the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Has to do that for Mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what else we got. CRSR. Somebody requested CRSR. CRSR, very, very choppy, low volume, not looking schmexy at all. CRSR, very choppy with low volume, needs volume, just needs volume. CRSR needs volume. It looks like booty. It looks like booty. All right, let's see. Somebody requested KOPN. KOPN. As of now, KOPN is up 11%. Looks like it moved up a little bit on some very, very light volume. Just by looking at it, I could tell just by looking at it over here. Let's take a look at the overview. Float is 171.8 million. So as of now, that is a very, very heavy float. Volume is 414,000. So this is a very, very heavy floated stock. Very light on the volume. KOPN. This looks like a trap. All right, KOPN. KOPN, very choppy and consolidated, needs a lot of volume to break through all that good stuff right there. Needs to break through all that badness, because it is kind of booty right now. I'm just saying right there. All right, let's take a look over there. Tori says, please explain. I bought 10,000 shares of OCG last night. What does it mean I can't trade? And now I only have 45 shares. Well, I don't exactly know what that means for you. Yeah, it sounds like something with your broker, truthfully, Tori. I don't exactly know. Yeah, you might want to reach out to them. You might want to reach out to your broker for that. All right? Like give him a call, ask him what's going on right there, because now that
Because it's pre-market.
it could be pre-market. Yeah, it could be because it's pre-market. That actually is a good point. All right, so yeah, you might not have access to pre-market. I don't know what you're using, Tori, so I can only assume, but maybe you do not have access to pre-market, so maybe they're restricting the amount of shares you can purchase as some sort of, well, to them, safety precaution. So it might be that, maybe. You'd have to talk again. You'd have to call the broker. You'd have to call the broker. Right? Me personally, I'd call the broker by that point and say, "Hey, what's going on?" You know. So yeah, as of now, that is what we got going on right there. That is what we got, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah. All right, let's take a look at BIYA. BIYA. Baya. Baya. All right. BIYA had a bit of A to B, C to D, B to C, C to D. All right. Now, it looks like a big old pennant right there. All right. Tori says Robin Hood. Oh, that explains
It's probably
it. Yeah, no, then it's probably because it's pre-market. I don't have a brokerage. I already got the 10K shares confirmed. Is the broker Robin Hood? So, yeah, that would be the broker. That'd be your broker. Yeah, I'd give him a call. You have. Oh yeah, you have to contact him. You can't. Oh, you can't call him. Okay, all right. Yeah, you normally have to contact Robinhood. You'd have to contact them, see what's going on there. It says you have the 10K shares confirmed, but yes, the broker must be Robinhood. That is entirely what it is. So yeah, you're gonna have to contact them. You'll have to contact them right there. So BIYA, Baya currently below the VWAPA, below the VWAPA, needs to break above the VWAPA, and needs to break above the pennant right there. So BIYA, B-I-Y-A, B-I-Y-A needs to break the VWAPA and the pennant right there. It has a big old pennant right there. All right, let's see. BIYA needs to break that pennant, needs to break that VWAPA. There we go. There we go. Give it a second. Right here, bot right there. Boom. All right, so as of now, BIYA has that going on. Let's take a look at BNAI. BNAI moving on low volume right now, so let's see what we got going on with BNAI. BNAI had a bit of a price spike over here and now has since started making a bit of a pennant right over right here. So as of now, you know what I mean? There we go. So as of now, BNAI needs to break that pennant and needs to stay above the VWAPA. It is above the VWAPA as of now, but needs to break that pennant right there. So BNAI needs to break the pennant and needs more volume because it is above the VWAP, but it needs more volume to stay above the VWAP. All right. Julian asks for BBAI. BBAI. All right. All right. Big Bear AI. I like me some AI. Moving up on bad news. Yeah, I noticed some stocks do that. I don't know why they do that, but it'd be like that. BBAI, as of now, very choppy looking, though. Very choppy. Very, very choppy as of now. A lot of low volume over here, so it's moving up. Chances are good on low volume. Has resistance points right over here at the 626 mark. Bot right there. There we go. And it has more right over here at the 625 mark, which is right over there we go. And yeah, basically very, very choppy, very, very choppy, low float stock right there. Give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. I gotta be right back. I'll be back. Give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All right, all right, all right. Let's see here. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. My bad, my bad, my bad. I had to use the bathroom there. All right, let's see. BBAI, yep, very low volume. Remember this one. This one, very, very low volume. Needs volume for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya, but right now is not schmexy to mya because it doesn't have much volume. So BBAI, as of now, needs volume to break the VWAPA and choppiness. There you go. That's what we got going on. All right. Let's see here. All right. I cannot read his name, but he did say he asked for OCG. OCG, let's take a look at OCG. OCG, there we go. OCG. As of now, OCG is currently nice shot, had a nice shot upward earlier in the morning, formed a bit of a resistance at the 355 mark, and has since pulled back. So as of now, it has pulled back, needs to break the downtrend right over here. Was a bit overbought in the RSI, so it looks like it's probably compensating for that right there. Looks like it's probably compensating for that, so we'll see what happens. But right now, it fell below that little resistance line right there, and then dropped below the VWAPA. So as of now, it needs more volume for it to be so much schmexy to mya. So let's take a look at the float and volume for OCG real quick. Float and volume. The float is 15 million and change. Volume is 3 million and change. So right now, it has lower volume than it does float. The float is a bit heavy for OCG, so we got that going on as well. But it is also moving downward. So it basically it needs more volume. Needs more volume to break that VWAP and needs more volume to break above that downtrend. That's what OCG needs right there. OCG needs to break the downtrend and the VWAPA needs more volume. So that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Needs more volume, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Alex Martinez says, yes, Robinhood should clear up the pending action once the market opens. So, yes, there. All right. You heard it from Alex. Alex, there you go. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, by the way, for all that help right there. See, this is what I like. This is what I like when the community helps one another. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love when the community helps one another. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So JFBR. How's JFBR holding up? JFBR curling off the little descending wedge over there. Curling off the descending wedge. Again, Jeff Brand's shares are trading higher with the compound announced after the compound announced its subsidiary KeepZone AI entered into a non-exclusive distribution agreement with STI. So as of now, JFBR curled above the VWAPA, curled off the descending wedge. So it's got that going on right there. JFBR curled above the VWAPA and the descending wedge. So there we go. That's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. JFBR doing its thing right there, up 129%. JFBR, can it hit the previous high, which was 156%? Can it do that? We shall see. We shall see. But right now, it's 129% right there. And it looks like it's doing its thing right now. So I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm going to let it simmer. I'll make like Coach. I'm going to let it simmer on the high heat. All right. We got 2 minutes until the bell. The bell. You got 2 minutes. 2 minutes till the bell. 2 minutes till the bell. 2 minutos. All right. All right. Let's see here. So as of now, there we go. TNMG currently has a 20 million float, 11 million volume. Let's take a look at it. I'm curious. TNMG. All right, TNMG, has a bit of a pennant, is below the VWAP going on right there. Has a bit of a pennant, is below the VWAP. That's what they got right there and right there. So as of now, TNMG needs to break that pennant and needs to break that VWAP for it to be so much maxi to me. So TNMG, all right. All right, needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA for it to be so much mexy to mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Needs to break that pennant and needs to break that VWAP. The bell! The bell! Yes! The bell make the ringy dingy. It made the wee woo. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. That's what we got going on right there. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all that good stuff right there. Yes. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. All right. So, as of now, we are just chilling right now, chilling like villains right now, doing our thing. And currently, just keep an eye on TNMG right there. But let's take a look at another stonk. I want to take a look at another stonk right here. All right. All right. Let's see what other stonks there are for me to keep an eye on. ACCL. I want to check out ACCL. ACCL did have some nice news. Well, actually, no, not nice news. It had a nice movement up 255% earlier in the day, but has since pulled back and is now 40%. So, yeah, it do be like that sometimes. Became a bit oversold in the RSI and then came back up, and now it's kind of just along this pennant right here. So as of now, this stock is very, 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 very low on volume. Not looking too schmexy as of now. Needs to break the volume. Needs to break the pennant right there as well. ACCL needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. That's what it's got to do right there. It needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA. Needs more volume. Needs some vitamin V. You know what I mean? Needs some vitamin V. Needs some volumation right there. VERO. Oh my. VERO seems to be curling. VERO. 347 new high. There we go. 345% curled off the pennant right there. 345. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. VERO, new high of day. New high of day. Up 347%. Curled off the pennant. 348% now. 348% now. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So as of now, new high a day for VERO. Up 348%. There we go. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. VERO, VERO, new high of day. There we go. Can it continue? We'll see. Looks like it's trying to pull back a little bit. And we'll see what happens. All right. VERO currently pulling itself back a little bit. But now up 346. Looks like it's trying to go for another high test. Another high test. Come on now. Up, up. 353. There we go. 358. 365. 369. 367. Looks like it's testing the high of day. There we go. It's 365. There we go. 369. 376. There we go. 376. There we are. 377 right there. 379. 387. 387, ladies and gentlemen. That is the new high. 388. 388. Oh my. Alex Martinez says if If Vero keeps up, I'll be up 300% on that trade over to Hyundai. Let's go. 390. 390. It's 390, like the P90. 390. There we go. 391% high, ladies and gentlemen. 391% high, ladies and gents. All right. VERO, new high of day. Alex Martinez says 750 on Vero is 300%. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. $7.50. Oh, yeah. Well, it already hit 710. It hit 710, so you're going to get there. Probably. All right. VERO looks like it's pulling back a little bit to try and compensate for the, the sudden movement upward there. A little bit. New high of day. Up 390. 390% right there. Up 390. Oh, migration. VERO, new high of the day, up 390%.
It's doing a high test doubles.
Yes, baby. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, VERO hit that 390 mark right there. Needs to break it. Oh, migration. Oh, migration right there.
I don't like it. I love it.
Has resistance at $6.95 and then at $7.10 right there. So we got that going on right there, but did curl off nicely above that pennant right there. And now needs to hold and keep climbing. Keep climbing.
Oh, migration.
Whoopa.
Migration.
Oh, migration. Migration. There we go. La migra. Okay. So VERO currently up 390. 390% right now. So there we go. That's what we got. That is what we got going on right there. All right. So let's see what we got here. JFBR. JFBR. All right. 132%. JFBR 132%. But it looks like it's trying to test the high of day right there. JFBR trying to test the high of day. Vero's pushing.
It's pushing. It's pushing.
Oh, my. Hold on one second.
It's pumping.
How high is it?
Oh, my.
How high is it?
I don't know. 392.
392. 396.
393.
Oh, my God. Yes. 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 I just got to put here JFBR testing the resistance, and then VERO, back to VERO. Vero 398, 406, 410%. 410%. There we go. 413%. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. 413%. Oh my. 413%. That's the sound of money. Yes. Yes. VERO now up 413%. New high once again. Yes. Yes. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay. All right, all right, all right. There we go. Well, now, no, it hit a high of 413%.
Oh, migration.
Oh, migration indeed. Oh, migration indeed. All right. 418%. Oh my. Looks like it's trying to go for another high test though.
It's doing a high Yes, baby. We need a bottom tail green, baby.
Needs a bottom tail. Bottom tail.
Come on, bottom tail.
Come on, bottom tail. There we go. Come on now.
Come on, bottom tail.
Has to break that 744 mark right there. Has to break 744. But it looks like it's doing a good job right now. It looks like it's trying to. It looks like it's trying. It looks like it's pulling back a little bit because it was a bit overbought. Pulling back, yeah, pulling back to the 9 EMA there. Yeah, the 1 minute. The 1 minute, rather.
Pull back. Come on now. Give it another leg, baby.
Yeesh. Yeesh. Let me take a look at LCFY in the meantime. LCFY had a nice high of 130%, now up 88%. Has news that Locafi shares are trading higher after the company announced that it expanded its partnership with Experience.com. Not Expedium, Experience. Not Expedia.com. No, none of that. It didn't have that. That is still ingrained in my brain, by the way. That jingle will forever be ingrained in my brain.
It's pushing.
Yes.
Vero.
Vero.
New higher day. Come on, baby.
Oh.
Come on, push it, baby.
Oh.
Let's go up.
Oh.
Come on, get some gasolina. Come on.
Come on.
Gasolina.
Gasolina?
Come on now.
Come on.
Oh, so close. Come on, don't tease. Don't
tease me.
Come on now.
All right.
Make it rain.
All right, keep an eye on that. I'm going to go to LCFY and see what happened.
Yeah, don't pay any mind to
it. Every time I don't pay attention to a stonk, all of a sudden it wants to move up. I don't understand. All right, I'm at LCFY. LCFY trying to curl. It's trying to it needs to break this pennant though. Needs to break this pennant right over meow for it to be so schmexy to meow right here. LCFY. Needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA as well. Needs to break that VWAPA. Needs to break the VWAPA for it to be so much schmexy to meow. JCSE, somebody, let's see. JCSE popped up in the scanner a little bit. Let's see what goes on here. Not a lot of volume, but it is on the uptrend on some low volume right now. 2 million float, 614,000 volume. So as of now, JCSE shot up on some low volume right there. Needs to remain friends with that trend for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. So JCSE shot up on low volume. All right, so they got that going on right there. That is what they got going on. All right, SOWG. SOWG seems like it shot up as well and then pulled back over here. Bop, bop, right there. All right. SOWG needs to break the pennant. Needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA. There we go. All right. There we are. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loots, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. And when you join now, you get access to the wonderful, beautiful scanner over here. It shows access to the ticker, the price, the volume, the float, the change in percentage, whether the stock is moving up or down, and the time in which it was scanned. And to top it off, you gain access to hyperlinks that basically allow you to click on, oh my, JFBR just shot up like crazy. Hold on. What's going on with JFBR there? Oh my. Oh my, it's testing the high of day. Oh my. 157. Okay, it broke the high of day. It broke the high of day. Oh my. So JFBR, you're just going to casually break the high of day and just go? Okay. Okay. All right. All right, I bet. I see you don't want me to leave. I know you want me to stay, but I refuse to let you go, Lillian. I'm sorry. That was from Eddie Murphy. 166 right now. Currently JFBR 172. 172. JFBR 172. New high, up 172%. So we got that going on right there. Bop right there. All right. Now, as I was saying, JFBR, you really going to... Oh, okay. All right. All right. Bet. Break that high. Speak your truth. No? It's going to halt? Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, you also get access to the wonderful newsroom. You get access to the wonderful newsroom with all sorts of information. You get access to the newsroom, has synopsis of articles, but it also gives you access to the hyperlinks so you can read the full article, and to top it off, gives you access to the ticker that is affiliated with the news within said articles, so that way you can actually click on the ticker, you get access to the chart, you get access to the news, you get access to all sorts of information about that ticker. It's a wonderful research tool, ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful research tool right there. So we got that going on. It seems like JFBR is currently halted. We'll get to that later. But yes, as of now, currently, it is one of them stonks that you basically have to check out there as well. But anyways, as I was saying, I got a little distracted there. But as of now, currently, that's what we have going on right there. You also have access to the ticker tape for all of our stonks that we keep an eye on. You have access to all the ticker tape. We saw on the ticker tape JFBR just shot up to 172. So we have that going on right there. That is what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, as of now, it basically shows all the stocks that are moving. That is what the ticker tape does. It shows the stocks that are like in some serious movement patterns and have some serious movement going on. So that's what the ticker tape does. We also give you access to the C&M War Room, which basically is a chat room for all of our wonderful, indelible patrons right there. And basically, all of our real-time alerts and scanners guys, everybody, right? Basically, it's a community, a wonderful community, a very educational community that allows for people to basically, talk shop, talk with their friends, discuss stuff together, right? And basically, figure out give each other ideas and all sorts of other cool stuff. It's a great way to talk shop, great way to get some peer thought processes into your strategies, learn from each other, build each other up, and they build themselves up as well. It's a wonderful community, so be sure to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Also, to top it off, you gain access to our if you actually get our Wealth Builders package, you get access to everything for the real-time alerts and scanners package, plus access to exclusive Wealth Builders content, such as, for example, you gain access to Wealth Builders picks, exclusive Wealth Builders picks. You get access to an alert archive as well. You gain access to our OTC alert archive that we had from many, many years back as well. You also get access to exclusive Wealth Builders content, exclusive Wealth Builders courses, educational courses. You have an exclusive Wealth Builders course with over 500 plus videos, which, it's got approximately 500 plus videos on that course. And also, to top it off, ladies and gentlemen, you gain access to scripts, you gain access to behind-the-scenes content, exclusive access to Coach Nick Money and myself. So that's what the Wealth Builders gets. They get everything that the real-time alerts and scanners gets, plus exclusive content for themselves. That is behind-the-scenes content, exclusive access to Coach Nick Money and myself, exclusive picks, an exclusive chat room, and to top it off, an exclusive course, an exclusive educational course with over 500 videos of material. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. Much love, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. Let me see about JFBR. Let's see what JFBR is doing. Maybe it's just halted on my screen. Nope, it's halted. I think it's halted. Hasn't moved a bit. All right, so I think it might be halted JFB. Yeah, no, it's not appearing. It's not appearing on the scanner. That means it's halted. So that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. Remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comments section, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got going on right there. And also, you can find us on our X.com, aka Twitter, at Coach Nick Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots of live streaming, lots of stock reviews, lots of stock analysis, all sorts of cool stuff there. You can find us on our YouTube channel at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on there, because you find all sorts of cool stuff. We do lots of live streaming on YouTube. We do lots of live streaming there, and we also like to put up videos. Normally long form videos, and JFBR just shot to 188. The halt is over, but it did pull back a bit. So we got that going on right there. Shot up to 188%. JFBR, new high a day. Anyways, as I was saying, so basically you gain access to all that cool stuff right there. All right. So yeah, we do lots of cool videos. We do lots of content. We do lots of amazing stuff on YouTube. We do lots of shorts. We do lots of just long form videos as well. We do lots of live streaming, all sorts of cool stuff, man. So you can find it there at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. JFBR currently up 190%, by the way. 190% new high. New high. All right. You also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Coaching Money.
At Coach Money.
At Coaching Money. You can find us there. JFPR now 207%. Anyways, as I was saying, you can find us on Twitch, where we do lots of live streaming at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. You can find us there. You can find us on TikTok, Tiki Taki, aka the Tac Tac. The Tac Tac. Yes, you can find us there on the Tac Tac. You can find us there at DBL Nicks. At DBL NICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money. So that's what we got going on right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got going on right there. So remember, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for our show, Power Plays, coming right at you soon at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, ladies and gentlemen. Power Plays, ladies and gentlemen. Power Plays. All right. It's basically a wonderful show that is hosted by the legend himself, Coach Nick Money, as he basically goes and checks out the stocks in the stock market prior to the Power Hour, ladies and gentlemen. Prior to the Power Hour. That's why it's called Power Plays. The power portion of the show is Coach giving his honest analysis of each stock before Power Hour. And then after that, he lets it simmer on high heat and gets to the play portion of the show, where he gets dubs for the community on Fortnite. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got going on right there. 1 second. Let me just put this over here. New high, 215%. There we go. All right. That's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Much love. Stay tuned for Power Plays, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for Power Plays. And peace out. Much love, everybody. We love you guys. We'll see you guys soon. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Power Plays with Coach Nick Money. Anyway.